He was able to give his life for the team. Madrid fans loved him for what he was like on and off the pitch. He was one of the best defenders in the history of football. Listen to the story of Sergio Ramos, the true captain. Write in the comments which footballer you would like to hear about in the next episode. Sergio Ramos was born on March 30th, 1986 in Cama. He had a lively character since childhood. As a child, he did not dream of playing football. His passion was bullfighting. He wanted to become a bullfighter, but his parents did not want him to pursue such a dangerous profession. His older brother René noticed his talent for football and convinced his parents to sign Sergio up for a local club. And so at the age of 6, he went to Camas FC. His brother was not wrong from the beginning. Sergio stood out among his peers. He was able to play in any position, wherever the coach told him to. His advantage over others was due to his incredible physical condition. His first coach, Juan Luque, recalled that Ramos asked for the opportunity to play in attack because he loved scoring goals. His talent was quickly noticed by scouts from the Sevilla Academy, where he moved when he was only 7 years old. At first, he played as a striker. He had an incredible shooting instinct, and no one was able to stop the very strong Sergio. However, over time, the coaches began to notice that Ramos would do great in the center of defense because he was great at predicting the moves of his opponents and played very hard. He quickly became the leader of his teams. He had an innate leadership instinct. He often gave advice to his teammates, but also motivated them. One of his coaches recalls, "From the beginning, you could see that he was a player who was not afraid of anything. He was feisty, aggressive, and hated losing. If we lost a match, Ramos was the first one who wanted revenge immediately." When he started playing in defense, his idol was Fernando Hierro, who he wanted to model himself on. When he was 16, he joined the Sevilla reserves. Ramos immediately showed that he was ready to play at a higher level, which attracted the attention of the first-team coaches. Interestingly, Ramos was often taken to training for the first team because it was a huge challenge for experienced players. His very good performances resulted in a call-up to the Spanish U17 national team. From that moment on, he regularly played for the youth team. In 2004, Ramos was called up for a first-team match by coach Joaquin Caparrós, who is famous for being a fan of young players. He made his debut on February 1st in a 1-0 defeat against Deportivo La Coruña. Despite the defeat, Ramos showed what he was made of. After the match, the Sevilla coach said, "From the first day, I knew that Sergio was someone special. He had this tenacity, a warrior mentality, and above all, enormous talent. He was not afraid of any opponent, even older and more experienced players." Despite his good debut, Ramos only entered the pitch for a few minutes until the end of the season. The next season was a breakthrough for Sergio. With his hard work, he impressed the coach who started to field him in the first team. Joaquin Caparrós said, "Sergio was always the first to arrive at training and the last to leave. He knew he had to work harder than anyone else if he wanted to be the best." On September 12th, Sergio scored his first goal in La Liga. In the match against Real Sociedad, he scored a wonderful long-range goal. A few weeks later, an incredible day came for the 18-year-old Spaniard. He played against Real Madrid at the Estadio Santiago Bernabéu. Despite the defeat, Ramos impressed everyone. Ronaldo, Nazario, and Raúl had great difficulty getting past him. After the match, Iker Casillas said this about Ramos: "I didn't know Ramos well at the time, but after that match I told my teammates in the dressing room, this kid will be great one day." And as we all know now, he was right. From that moment on, everyone in Spain knew Ramos, and Sergio was a huge terror for the forwards. Dani Alves said, "We trained together in Sevilla, and it was already clear then that Sergio had the mentality of a warrior. He was fast, strong, and had incredible timing in receiving the ball." With Ramos in the squad, Sevilla took 6th place, which guaranteed them participation in the UEFA Cup. Everyone knew that after such a phenomenal season, many clubs would be interested in Ramos. The president of Sevilla said this about Ramos: "I knew Sergio wouldn't stay with us for long. We had many great graduates, but he stood out with something more. He had the personality of a leader and the character of a champion." Florentino Perez made only one transfer during his term in office between 2000 and 2006, and it was Sergio Ramos who went to Madrid in the summer transfer window. Ramos said goodbye to Sevilla. "Sevilla was my home, and I will always be grateful to this club. But when Real Madrid knocks on the door, you can't say no. The president of Real Madrid was very proud of this transfer, saying, "Sergio Ramos is an investment in the future of Real Madrid. He is young, but he has the mentality of a true champion." Sergio was given the number 4 previously worn by Fernando Hierro. He made his debut on September 10, 2005, in a match against Celta Vigo. It was a dream come true for him. As he said after the match, "It was a difficult match, but I fulfilled a dream. I put on the Real Madrid shirt. Now I have to work hard." On December 6th, he scored his first goal for Real in a Champions League match against Olympiacos. This goal was scored with a header from a corner kick, which later became his trademark. This season was disastrous for Real Madrid. They failed to win any trophy and were eliminated in the Champions League in the 1/8 finals. Despite this, it was a very important season for Ramos. He scored 7 goals and picked up several yellow cards and 1 red card. In the same year, he made his debut for the national team in a match against China, thus becoming the youngest debutant in 55 years. In the 2006 season, many changes came. Fabio Cannavaro, who had recently won the Golden Ball, joined the club. Coach Fabio Capello decided to move Ramos to the defense so that he could use his offensive qualities. Ramos is not just a defender. He thinks like a striker when he has the opportunity to score a goal. On October 22nd, Ramos played a very good match against FC Barcelona, stopping Ronaldinho and Eto'o. However, this season, he is most remembered for his goal against Atletico, which gave Real a draw. With Ramos in the squad, Real won La Liga, which was Ramos's first trophy. He also went to the World Cup, but they were eliminated in the 1/8 finals by France. On January 14th, he scored a goal in El Clásico, giving Real the win. Ramos won his 2nd consecutive Spanish championship this season. In 2008, he won the European Championship with Spain, and many people owed it to Ramos. In 2009, Madrid made many additions to Real, including Cristiano Ronaldo. In 2010, Spain won the World Cup for the first time in history, defeating the Netherlands 1-0 in the final. In 2012, Spain did something incredible, winning the Euro and becoming the first team in history to win 3 trophies in a row. From that moment on, his career developed at an incredible pace. In 2012, Real won the Liga, gaining 100 points. However, that was only the beginning of his dominance. In the 2013-2014 season, Ramos led Real to victory in the Champions League. In the semi-finals, Los Blancos defeated Bayern Munich 4-0, and Sergio scored 2 goals with his head. In the final, Ramos scored a legendary goal in the 93rd minute against Atletico, which led to extra time, which Real confidently won. In 2014, Spain suffered a great embarrassment at the World Cup when, as defending champions, they did not advance from the group. In the summer of 2015, Iker Casillas left Real Madrid, and the new captain was 29-year-old Sergio Ramos. A year later, he became captain of the Spanish national team. In 2016, the great domination began. Real Madrid won 3 Champions Leagues in a row as the first team in history, and at its head was Sergio Ramos. In 2021, Ramos wanted to extend his contract with Real, but they could not reach an agreement, and so the great legend left Madrid. His farewell took place on June 17th. Ramos said goodbye to the fans with tears in his eyes. "I never wanted to leave, but life writes its own scripts. Real Madrid will always remain my home." In the same season, he ended his national team career. Ramos played 180 matches in the national team and became the record holder in this respect. Ramos from Madrid went to PSG. In the first season, Ramos struggled with injuries, but despite this, they won the French championship. The next season, Ramos played 45 matches and won the French championship for the 2nd time in a row. After 2 years in Paris, Ramos moved to Sevilla, where he played for 1 season, and then moved to Mexico, where he plays to this day. This is the story of one of the best defenders in the history of football, and definitely one of the best leaders. Leave a subscription so you don't miss the next such video, and write in the comment and who such a video should be.